this going? Cool. Okay, so hello everybody. I wanted to come and do a little live today. Because I've had a message inside my heart burning for a long time, and I've been holding back a lot, like when I should say it or express it, and I feel like now is the perfect time to do that, to do just that. So earlier I sat in my office and I channeled like this big long thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Hi everybody. Hi. Yeah, so this message won't really reach a lot of you. It's for a small percentage of people out there, but luckily a lot of the people that follow my stories are already on that wavelength, so maybe it'll reach more of you than I had anticipated. So briefly, let me just talk about what I feel like is happening in the world right now and what I mean by when I'm saying this message is for a small percentage of people. So you guys are familiar with how the cell undergoes mitosis. Kitty's in the background. So in biology, you know, let's just talk about like the cell, right? When the cell gets fertilized, when the egg gets fertilized, it begins to divide, right? It splits itself into 2, and then it splits itself into 4, and then it keeps on going exponentially in the Fibonacci and the phi ratio sequence. So that kind of thing, right? Like, and depending on the location, those cells will differentiate to become either like your brain cells or muscle cells or bone cells, depending on the location. So that is what I believe. For a long time, I've been getting this channeling for a long time, that's what's happening here on planet Earth. So we are undergoing a vibrational mitosis, if you will. And what that means is, depending on what where we are in the location of the cosmos, we will become different timelines or different Earths, so to speak. So for a long time, I've been getting this message that I'm specifically supposed to be working with a small echelon of people in the vibratory ranges of around 6 through 8, primarily 7. So to those of you who this makes absolutely no sense today, maybe you're not in that range, and there'll be a small percentage of you that are in that range, and this will just be like bling, 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 bling. So for those of you, I'm speaking to you. And if you are interested in stuff and you have questions, then I can maybe go into some questions in the end, but I've had a lot of questions lately, so I figured I'd just come on here and do a little live. And I'm losing daylight, so I'm going to try and go quick. So, with that being said, if you're a blood type O negative, or if you have been particularly privy to knowing your effect on the world around you, I am speaking now a collective call to the people known as the dreamers. There is a subset of us that are supposed to be here on the planet right now, dreaming the next world into existence. And so this message is for you. And if you're not sure if you're one of those, you can watch and hear, and maybe you are, maybe you're not, but you can definitely become one. However, so for the sake of time, we're going to get right into it. So for that echelon of group, you guys are aware that all realities exist in superposition, right? So according to scientists, they can't even prove if we're living in a hologram or not. And all realities are existing in superposition at this exact moment. So what I believe and what I'm being guided is that there's a small subset of us that have kind of dropped in to this reality, and we're essentially going to hijack the reality back. So there's a timeline that has been happening that we were on, right, and that our souls resonate best at, and then there's been a glitch. And that glitch essentially is we are going down vibrationally to hijack an entire dimension and pull it up to a different realm. So I spoke briefly at the beginning about the bandwidths of vibrations that I'm speaking to now, and I'm going to clarify that more. So if you were to take like the lowest, densest vibration, and we're going to call that like a 1, And let's take the most purest, blissful utopia of a vibration, and we're going to call that a level 10. And so from there, we're going to divide it equally, but it's, you know, stepped up exponentially, each one it is. And there's several wavelengths of vibrational realities in there. Those of us existing at a level 7, right, 6 to 8, this is what our current mission / initiation / test is. And I'm speaking a lot in metaphor, but it doesn't matter, right? Because the message is going to hit those that this message is meant for. So we have essentially dove downward as our mission, as this collective group of 7s. We've moved into the third vibrational scale or octave. And what we're doing now is we're literally pulling that up into the 5th. We're taking the entire bands of 3rd and possibly lower, and we're taking those in to the 5th and possibly higher. So in order to do that, what a few things that have been very clear to me that we have to do right now is, and I've got some notes. So again, if you're blood type O's, if you have a particularly powerful ability to affect reality, I'm seeing Veronica joined and Nicole and hi everybody. Yeah, this message is for you guys, the people that know definitively that they can create worlds like that. The people that know definitively that they can think a thought and have a desire and the whole world will shift around them. And I'm really losing daylight here. So, okay, quickly speaking. You guys see a lot, if you know how to read the signs and you look around in the world, you're going to see a lot of symbolism talking about the gates being open. I've been saying it a lot. You might be wondering what the heck I'm talking about. So the gates are open, all right? So this might have been an accident by the powers that were, but it doesn't matter because now whatever they've created has created this exact moment in time where the gates are open. And what do I mean by the gates are open? Specifically just that our ability to dream new worlds into existence is far more powerful than it was even just a month ago. The fact that they have tried to hijack our timeline into the lower dimensional realms, you know, pulling us downward into this like what they want, right? A dystopian slave AI system. They've tried to do that, but it hasn't worked out because instead it's going to backfire, right? Every attempt that they've had, and when I say them, right, I am saying them affectionately in the 3rd dimension, in the realm of duality, those beings, what we might have called before the elite, the cabal or Illuminati, in the 3rd dimension where there's duality, yes, they are evil. In the higher dimensions, they're actually just a script, like a computer program script, right? This is what they do. They create little scripts and they have to live by them, but it doesn't even matter because it's all love, and we will get to that. So then moving forward, they're creating this scenario for us, and regardless if they wanted to hijack the timeline into a lower vibrational, like lack of blissful, lack of good, they're failing, right? Because why? Well, we're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius, and that means the only progression. No matter what they hit at us, we're entering the Satya Yuga, we're entering the age of Aquarius. Anything that they throw at us to try and diminish our vibration is essentially actually pulling us upward. It's giving us fuel. And that's what it all was meant to do in the beginning. I'm going to see. All they're doing is delaying the inevitable. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so they're trying to, but they're actually giving us the fuel that they need to. Because on the 3rd dimension, where we, as vibrational band 7, are doing our work, they're giving us fuel, right? Because as the alchemists that we are, we require this dark density to kind of put in our wombs, our collective wombs, doesn't matter if you're man or woman, and then alchemize it. Because this is the fuel that we are being given to create the new worlds. And these new worlds is exactly the bliss that we've all been waiting for. Like the utopia that you guys know, the people I'm speaking to that this message is for, you guys know. You came from there, we exist there primarily, this is what we create, and now we're finding ourselves in this weird timeline, right? But it's because this is our act of service. So like on the vibrational upward trajectory of our own soul's evolution, this is one of our tests. This is one of our, like, think of it like a video game, right? So here we are on this video. I just want to take a moment. I know I'm not saying hi to everybody, but hi, oh my God, hi everybody, and much love. Okay, so, because I'm losing light, I'm going to try and go quick. So here we are again. I don't remember what the last thing was said, but it's all done out of love. So we're going backwards in time. We're jumping the third dimension into the fifth, which is why we found ourselves in this weird ass place. So the symbology that you've been seeing, like even Tom Hanks at his acceptance speech at the Oscars, was all about the gates are open, get there quick. And I've seen people all over the internet interpret that one way or the other. However, it's very clear if you've been following the little breadcrumb trails, we've been told there's going to be an event. It doesn't matter what school of thought or what group you've joined. If you join the QAnons, there's going to be an event. If you've joined the science, like the Scientologists or like the science people, right? Oh, there's going to be a pole shift or a solar flare. There's going to be an event. If you've joined the Aluna Ash group, oh, there's going to be this cosmic ray of light. If you've joined the Savon Bomar group, then you know like there's going to be an event, the Iceland event, etc. So we've been being inundated with the fact that there is going to be this event for a long time. And so the event was supposed to be scheduled for later this year. And even the powers that were, right, we call them whatever we want to call them, the dark dystopian forces on the third dimension, they are planning for an event as well, because their whole goal was ID 2020 to get us all tracked, chipped, and subdued for a while. However, they jumped the gun, and now they're actually like initiating our event for us. They thought that they could hop in and catch us off guard because the event was scheduled for this winter, 2020 December. However, the fact that they thought that they were going to catch us off guard has actually just catapulted us even further into this event. So what I mean by event is this. Humanity, if you've been doing your work and paying attention, humanity is being given massive upgrades right now. I can't speak exactly what those are going to be like or what that will entail, but you can see them evidenced all around. And the fact that they stopped the world, thinking that they could keep us from being empowered, it is actually what has started the event for us. And so the event, whether it was scheduled or not, it's going on, right? Now, it's so quiet in the skies, it's so quiet in the world, that our connection to Mother Earth, Father Sky, is so much more powerful right now that we are able to create this new world way more powerfully, with way more clarity than ever before. So, let me just check my notes. Yeah, okay. Yep, good, I'm covering everything. Okay, excellent. So now let's talk a little bit about how to create this world. Because those of you that know, you guys know, whoever is meant to create this world, you already know. You know it deep in your heart. You've been set up for this your whole life. You've been training for this exact moment. So if this is resonating with you, and I know like it won't resonate, if you put this video on national television, most people would be like, that bitch is crazy. But there's a small subset of people, and you know who you are, who this is for. Now, this is the directions that we're being given. Obviously, I've been harping a lot about going outside, getting in nature. And I'm sorry that you guys can't see me. I try to beat the light. So get in nature. Oh my God, who cares about the quarantine? Get your freaking feet in nature, get sun on your face as much as possible. And then from there, begin thinking about the world in the most positive way. We can't see how we're going to get out of this mess without forced vaccinations right now. However, there is a way. And that way is being dreamt up because it only takes, in any given population, it takes 1% of the square root of any given population to affect a change in that population. This has been done and studied by, actually they did the monk studies in New York, and then Greg Braden calculated it down to the specific formula, which is 1% in any square root of 1%, the square root of 1% of any given population to affect a change in that population. So that's us, y'all. This is who I'm talking to. And each of us, of the dreamers, you have a unique gift to give to this world. You have a unique spin to dream up into this world. So like yours might look like, well, here, I'll give you one of my examples. Coconut biofuels. Did you guys know that cars don't even require a change in their like systems to drive on coconut biofuel? Yeah, there's a documentary my friend just sent me. It's called The Coconut Revolution. It's free on the internet. And basically, these people on this tiny island are running their cars off of coconut biofuel. So in your dreams, as we are dreaming up the new world, right, it's important to stay away from the collective fear. It doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter if the virus is a hoax. It doesn't matter if it's real. It doesn't matter if it's caused by 5G. It doesn't matter if it's caused by a coronal flare, right? None of that. Coronal mass ejection. It doesn't matter if any of those realities are true or not. What does matter is that you stay away from electronics. It matters that you stay away from the input and the vibration of fear that's out there in the media. To the dreamers that I'm speaking to specifically, you guys need to sequester yourselves and protect yourselves. You need to get sun on your crown, in your crown chakra. You need to get sunlight every day. So yeah, and then the next thing to do is just keep yourself in bliss. And like one of our examples that we could create for the new world is this beautiful, I'm gonna get to all your comments and stuff in a little bit here, you guys, and I'm really grateful. And I will take some questions at the very, very end. But for now, let's start dreaming collectively about this world that we're going to create. So I've already put my vote in for coconut biofuels. I'm also thinking of this really lovely, elegantly laid out feng shui cities in sacred geometry types, orientations where we live small community gardens close to the earth. And we don't necessarily have to let go of all technology, right? Sevan Bomar talks about how the gates are open, right? 3 different options for reality. You can either like jettison your energy field downward and outward, which equates to going to more AI, more forced vaccinations and chipped. And some people are going to love that reality, and bless you. I want that for you. I don't want that for me, but I think I reserve the right. I mean, I respect that you're reserving your right to sovereignty. And if that's your choice, do so consciously, and I'll catch you on the next Satya Yuga when the gates are open and we can choose again. It's almost like that time where you put the quarter in, right? Oh, please insert 50 more cents. Your video game, arcade game is expired, right? So this is where we're at. You can either choose to stay in this game that we're on right now, which is a nice balance of, technology and nature, or you can go back to nature, which is the vote that I'm electing for, because there is a magic in nature that is even yet to be discovered by maybe the first worlds, like the First Nations. Those tribes knew it, but we, I don't know it. So that's where I'm going. And that is when your energy, your electromagnetic toroidal field spins inward and upward. And then there's the outward and downward, which is descending and going into the whole AI type of timeline. So for those of you that are going to create the new world with me, I just want to see a few comments in down here about like, what do you want to bring in? Because you have a unique idea that's valid, and it's valuable. So give me one, somebody. And meanwhile, I'm going to scroll through these and check it out. Well, hi everybody, hi. I know you can't see me, and I'm just so sorry. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So that's okay. Nobody's left any good ideas yet, but I know that they're cooking them up in your own brain. So yeah, I'm gonna just really quickly make sure I've got all my notes donesies. Oh, and the last thing I'm gonna talk about is that right now, we might feel like super, super uncomfortable with what's happening. I'm going to just see if I can maybe move a little bit so you can, is this better? Can you guys see me any better? Okay, maybe you can. So yeah, so like we've got all this negativity in the world right now. People are talking about, oh my God, they're going to force vaccinate us. They're going to enslave us. ID 2020 and all this evil, evil shit. Yes, it's evil as fuck. However, you are one of the greatest alchemists of all time because you're on this earth right now. And we're on this earth for the very purpose of transmuting it. They're giving us so much rich fuel, so much amazing epic compost. Like I was playing in my compost today. It's got worms in it and shit, nasty things. So they're giving us all of this energy for us exactly to do this transmutation right now. So anytime that you're out in the world and you're feeling like, oh fuck, this is overwhelming, there's no end in sight, take it, transmute it. It is so powerful. It's the most powerful thing that you could ever have. Like all this fear. Oh my God, this rich, rich fear. Let me tell you a little story and then I'm going to hop off. So I used to live in this cute little condo in San Diego. And it was perfect except for my neighbors were chain smokers. And I'm talking like fucking chain smokers. And it would waft from the ocean breeze into my room, and I would get so pissed because here's me, I'm all like detox queen, and I'd be on my cleanses and in my sauna and my fasts and everything and be so furious that these people were like filthifying my pristine temple without my consent, right? And I would be like, bro, what the fuck? And I would get so angry all the time. I'm gonna actually just walk a little bit. I would get so fucking pissed at them. And then one day I was watching Manly P. Hall's videos and it was like, oh, well, why are you getting pissed when you could just essentially transmute it? So I tried it, and trust me, these people had lived there for 30 years. They were never gonna move. Their rent was like $400. Mine was $2,000. We had oceanfront views. And all of a sudden, I transmuted it. And I felt that anger and piss. I would like slam cabinets and just be so passive aggressive. And then I transmuted it. And the very next day, I got an air filter. And I was like, woo, I'm going to be fine. The air filter came. I went to Bhakti Fest. I came back a week later. The fuckers had put in their 30-day notice. No shit. Their 30-day notice. They were never going to leave. They'd been there for like years and years and years. So that just goes to show the power of transmutation. Because I had transmuted that essence of that anger, and I made it into actually create the reality that I wanted. And it was my first experience or like experiment with this type of alchemy. And so right now, the fact that we have so much of this potent fear out there is the perfect opportunity for all of us to transmute it and create the world that you actually want. And all you have to do is dream it. Just create it. Just take the fear and flip it, right? You polarize the fear 180. What is the opposite of fear? It's love. So by doing this practice, we are going to help each other create the world that we want. A sustainable, clean, beautiful, healthy world. So that's all for my live today, you guys. And I've been really grateful to share this with you. I'm going to just briefly look at some of these comments. Yeah, thanks, Jen. Yeah, I've been posting about this like in little tiny bits and fragments for a while. I just haven't felt like the courage to get on here and just talk freely and do some lives. Daily natural living. Thanks, man. My vibe likes you too. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them right now. And if not, I'm going to hop off.